Yo, what's good, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be doing a VOD review. I'm not going to watch the whole VOD, but I'm going to watch a couple rounds from Inspire. You might know him as BxbyJ. He's a former 100 Thieves player, but also a content creator. Plays Sentinel, Radiant Ranked in NA. And so he's playing a lot of Cypher, Killjoy, Deadlock, stuff like that. I'll leave his channel in the description below if you guys want to check out his Twitch. But yeah, I figured this would be a good thing to do. He has some really cool setups. I think he's pretty logical about the way that he uses Util, and does a really good job of fighting rotations. So just want to watch a couple rounds with you guys. Hopefully there's something that you guys can learn and add to your playbooks, or kind of like just some things to consider maybe that you aren't already when you're playing Sentinel. Okay, so first of all, we're playing Cypher on Breeze here. I'll just start the VOD and kind of go through and talk about some stuff as the clips play. So here we've got a cage here.
Zin's hitting, brother.
Cage in this trip. So this cage is going to kind of like give him cover as people come into the site. This trip is really good because it'll hit people, the jet that dashes in this way and scales left side pillar. But also if people come in and go ladder, which is going to be over to your right, they decide to jump up over this box, usually to clear back sight, they will get hit by this trip. Okay, this is another really good anti-scaling cage here that he can play around if he plays back sight. It also kind of creates a little bit of chaos to make sure that this trip gets value. Okay, once this trip goes off, he can pop this and eliminate people getting trades on him from the backside, or behind whoever's hit by the trip.
I don't mind that.
Okay, so notice number one, he gets his whole setup down before the pre-round is over. Okay, he hits his cam, he sits on his cam. You'll see this a lot when you watch him play. He's always on his cam before the pre-round. This round, he's a little bit late. He's 1 second late, but I don't think he cares too much if they know that he's playing B this round. But generally, you want to prioritize the element of surprise when you're playing Sentinel. Okay, you always want to make it difficult for the enemy to know where you're at. I'll talk a little bit more about this in one of the next clips, but let's see how this round plays out. Okay, another thing to keep in mind: Viper Wall B. Let's see how he communicates this to his team.
Viper Wall B, Cypher Cam.
So instantly, Viper Wall B, Cypher Cam. That's 2 agents plus 2 other agents that weren't listed in his comms. That's Reyna, Sova, Cypher, and Viper all at B. Likely the Jet is here as well. The Jet is probably just in front of the knife. See what ends up happening here.
Window.
Sitting on cam. Okay, this is number 1. All right, he is very, very good at little micro efficiencies. Okay, so what I mean by this is even something as small as jumping up on the corner of the ledge of this box and being able to peek in front of his setup is valuable. He has a very low chance of dying. Look how small this angle is, right? This is a very tight angle. It's very favorable for him to take a couple shots here, to fall off, then pop his cage, and then they'll scale into him. Now, if they spot him here, like he gets the kill here, okay, as you can see in the death cam, but if he didn't and he did a little bit of damage, the enemy's team's reaction would be to run him down and kill him before the rotations come in, right? What does he have in between him and B main? He has this trip setup. So he's baiting them in. He's inviting them to come over. And then he's going to kind of, you'll see what happens here. But I really like this. A lot of people will just kind of jump up on this ledge, but they'll do it a couple feet to the right of where he's standing, making them an exposed target while they're in the air because they're unable to shoot until their feet are down on the ground. So here, he lines himself up with the side of the box, jumps up, takes this fight, gets the kill. Really good. Now he's back on his cam. No scaling, okay? Now he's going for some spam damage. You'll see him use the Phantom a lot. Generally on Sentinel,
running back A.
Phantom is a little bit better for this reason. You will see a lot of Sentinels play with Vandal, but I think, like, especially on Cypher, you'll see a lot of
just holding me
a lot of Phantoms. So because you're able to spray through the cam or through the cages and whatnot. Okay, here what he's doing is also very smart. He's maintaining info. The wall goes down. He wants to make sure that he gets info on people going nest. He wants to make sure he gets info on people running out. Sure. Nothing. He jump spots here. He's getting more info, but he's doing it safely. And then here he griefs a little bit. If this is a match, he's not doing this. This is just a ranked play. Okay, he doesn't. This is grief. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, That's one round. Let's go to the next round here.
It's okay. I'm gonna play A and hide my presence. I'm gonna one-way halls and double trip A. Maximum A side pressure here. Can we get?
Okay. Notice how he explains his setup to his team. He explains also what they need to do to make his setup better. Okay. He said, let's listen again.
Elbow. It's okay. I'm gonna play A and hide my presence. I'm gonna one-way halls and double trip A. Maximum.
He asks for maximum pressure A here, okay? So he wants the other team to think that there's two people on A so that they don't assume that the Cypher is over at A. This is his first time playing A/Halls in the game. He's been B every single round. One thing that I see a lot in my private sessions and also in just players in general in ranked is they'll make it very obvious when they switch bomb sites. When you switch bomb sites from playing B as your standard position to go over to A, you want to make sure that your setup is down quickly. You want to make sure that they can't hear you put any of your trips down. You want to make sure that your cam is not visible. You want to have the element of surprise when you go and switch bomb sites. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. This is because it increases the chance of your setup working. Increases the chance that you're going to get kills off of your trips or your cages or whatever, right? So you always want the element of surprise. And in order to maximize the amount of element of surprise, you need to communicate to your teammates what's necessary to make that happen. He says he needs maximum pressure on A. This is the right call. The cam here is passive. This is a foot cam in halls.
A side pressure here. Can we
Okay.
get some more players on A?
So here,
A player, please. Like, fuck.
he's continuously asking about getting another A player, you know, and he doesn't get it, but it's all good.
Play
So
my
he gets
setup, bro. Play
he
my
gets
setup.
his setup down right before the round is over, before the round starts. Okay, the cage he has to throw after because of the barrier. Okay, so he throws this cage, opens the door instantly. And now he's sitting here. He's got a foot cam for halls. Okay, guys. So the enemy team walking up halls will not be able to see him, see this cam. The cage is here to protect him. He has another cage. This is a mid cage. Sorry, this is not to protect him. This is a one-way cage in halls. Okay. And then he's got double trips on A. So he cages here. He crouches under the cage and gets the kill. All right. So
I can flank now.
really, this is another one of those micro efficiency moments where he is doing something kind of cringe that gives him a really good chance of the kill, similarly to the way that he peeked the Reyna scaling into the bomb site in the first round. Okay. Now, I don't think there's anything else this round. No, there's not. Okay, next round. Okay, another A round, another A setup.
No one's getting horny. If you assume you make it.
Okay, double A trips here. Again, guys, it's very important to pair one of your cages with these trips so you can give yourself some freedom to spam. You want to be able to get in this cage, spam at free will. This is why he's using a Phantom as well. There's no bullet tracers from the enemy's perspective. Gives him a lot of kill potential, okay? So let's watch this round and see what happens. Again, guys, he's on his setup. He's on his cam before the round starts. He doesn't want the enemy team to hear him throw the cam down because that gives away the element of surprise, right? Okay. Notice how he has both trips for A main. Now, generally in ranked, at least this is my experience, if teams are going to go A main, generally they will go kind of early. They'll use their dart A main, the Sova will come drone, and they'll just go, right? Here he realizes, okay, no pressure A main. He hears mid stuff. He sees the Viper wall come up mid. What does he do? Grabs his trip and puts it here. Now that Jet should have seen that trip, but I think he's coming through the Viper wall and he misses it, okay? But I don't care if the Jet sees the trip. I like the intention behind the util here. I like the fact that he's dynamic with his setup. He's moving his double trips from A and putting one at door, giving himself better defensive coverage from this mid split, which is pretty apparent after this Viper wall comes from mid, okay? So the lesson here is don't fall in love with your setup. Be okay with moving your trips around. It's something that, you know, really good Cypher players do. The one player that I'm really impressed with in VCT that does this is BxbyJ. BxbyJ is always grabbing his trips when he rotates, putting down in different places. He's always dynamic with his approach. A lot of the times these players are also only using one Cypher cage and using the other one reactively. Okay? So here, what does he do? Back on his cam for info. Right? A wall is up. A wall goes down. Okay, and now the jet goes, which makes 0 sense in my brain, but hey, it's ranked, okay? Now the jet goes. He gets a kill off of his trip. Easy. Back on his cam now. He wants more info. He wants to know exactly where these people are coming. And when he's on his cam, he's also doing this so he can get better crosshair placement when he comes out of his cam. I'll show this in a couple rounds later. Okay, so just good kills here. Good kills here. Good setup. Good dynamic setup here. Moving the trips from a double A main into mid ramp because we see that Viper wall. Okay, now let's go to some attack side stuff. All right. By the way, so we'll watch the round and I'll talk about some stuff.
He left. Good. He left.
Wall down.
Oh my god, pillar.
Okay, this round. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay, he uses this cam. This cam is really good. Lots of people do the cam that's on the back of the little water tank. I like this cam a lot more. I'll show you the lineup for it in a second in another clip. It sees nest, so you can see if the Sova darts early. This allows him to know if he needs to break the dart. It also sees mid door for people that like to peek this. Usually your jet, the jet, the Reyna are the people peeking this angle. So you'll see that he uses this cam differently, and I'll show a couple different use cases here. So he sees nothing mid, and he sees that he sees nothing mid, and he walks up instantly. Okay. Checks the cam again to get this angle now. So he looks nest first, then he looks mid. He hears a footstep. He instantly gets closer and closer. And now you see that last tap of the cam? That's to bait the jet to peek even further. Because the jet hears that, the jet wants to break the cam. It's just a natural instinct. So, checks it again. Jet uses the dash, right? Used the dash earlier. Okay, he goes. Now the jet is trying to break this cam. He goes and he peeks him. Okay, so really good job here. Secondly, he runs up mid. He takes the timing. And he can hear the Sova rotate now into spawn. So what he does is he jumps up, takes the space that Sova just gave him, and now he's going to fight the rotators. This is something that he does really well, and I'll show this in a couple rounds here coming up. So he fights the rotators. This is what the name of the game is when you're playing Sentinel. It's not always about fighting the extremities on the other side. It's about, you know, can I get control of mid? Can I stay alive in mid? Can I get people that are rotating from site to site that are not rotating through spawn? And can I cut off these rotators? This is something that he does really well, okay? And I'll show that in these next two clips as well. Here's the cam lineup, guys. You stand on top of the cannon and you jump here. It takes a little bit of practice. But he does this cam. And he does double cages now, okay? So now he cages again, okay? So he cages early to get to this spot that he really likes. He has info on mid doors. He has info on nest. He cages again to make it seem like he's going up fast A split because his team is pressuring, okay? Now both of his teammates die here, which signals that it's very likely that he would feel pressured to run up mid doors to try to get an equalizing kill, okay? To bring things back into their favor, maybe into a 3v4 or even a 3v3 potentially, right? So he does this. He fakes the mid split, and guess who walks out? Reyna. So this head, you can see his little head here come around the corner. Free kill, right? Reyna realizes, oh, this guy faked the cages here. Now this is not a good play by the Reyna, by the way. 5v3, this is not a good play. But he baits him into taking this space, right? The Reyna thinks it's fake. It's not fake. Ult comes out. 3v3 here with the Cypher ult. All right, and now we're reacting to the info. Scaling up. Unlucky.
No.
Okay. But good lurk nonetheless, okay? And the last round that I want to watch here is another round of him in mid. Same game, guys. I want you to think about the different ways that he's played this mid lurk, okay? I'll watch this one.
Cooler to
That's
just
you. Just
be negative and say whatever for attention.
Breaks the cam, gets into this position, right? Now, both times he's gotten kills, he's been close. He's either been in the drop hole or he's been even closer mid doors. This time he decides to go to jump up. He's still on his cam. He's using this cam for info religiously. He's aware of his flank. He sees this person mid. He taps the cam. They're looking at it, and he just goes for the double peek. So, again, guys, he's doing a good job of fighting the rotators. Lots of Sentinel players, when they play ranked, will just default into elbow and go up elbow, and he does that from time to time. But generally, think about the amount of space that he's taking, and he's not taking it every round, but he's making it very, very uncomfortable for the enemy team to rotate through mid. If you can make teams fearful to rotate through mid, that is your job as the Sentinel. You're going to be able to fake really well if that's the case. You're going to be able to get a lot of kills on rotators. And yeah, that's kind of how the map should be played if you're playing Sentinel. Hopefully you guys learned something from this. Hopefully you enjoy videos like this where I'm analyzing, you know, either content creators or pro players and telling you guys a little bit behind, you know, the reasoning for their decision making. If you guys have any questions or want to see other players, you know, watch me, you know, analyze rounds from different players, drop those players down in the comment section below. I want to do more videos like this. I think it's insightful and I think it helps you guys out. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.